Welcome to Join FDNY Podcast.
Yeah, this new project we got going, right?
Right. Yeah, it seems to be a lot of good energy, a lot of good flow. You know, and who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
Me? I'm Battalion Chief Michele Fitzsimmons. I've been in the fire department for 21 years. Had the probably best choice I've ever made in my life was to join the FDNY. Thoroughly enjoyed it, got a lot out of the job, done a lot of work serving the community, and very fortunate to be here. I'm just glad to be here.
I'm happy you're here as well.
I'm happy you're here too. You want to introduce yourself?
Me, I am Captain Andrew Brown. Been with FDNY for about, roughly around 21 years. 21 years. The doors and the lifestyle that I have for myself, my wife, my kids, it's incredible. They said, if you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
And FDNY screams this, like literally screams it left and right.
So, Captain Brown, where are you these days?
158 311, great house in Queens.
Yeah.
Where are you now?
I'm bouncing around on the 14th. Got my eye on a place, but hasn't happened yet. I'm very grateful. I've had a fortunate career of working in some great places. I started in Corona in 289, went to 138, worked in up in Washington Heights in 67 Engine as lieutenant. Then I was a captain down in Chelsea in 12 truck. Randy, you want to talk a little bit about your career in the FDNY?
Sure, definitely. I started out in Far Rockaway in a place I knew absolutely nothing about. And then I decided to transfer when I became a paramedic and went to the Bronx and stayed there for the majority of my career. And then now I come out of the EMS Academy. I help teach all the new EMTs and paramedics that are coming through the academy. And now I'm here with you guys.
Great.
Excellent.
Fun times.
That is perfect.
Right. It's amazing seeing some of these places from the perspective we can, right? Because you imagine like the tourist or the person that lives there never sees the world like we do when they're in like in Chelsea or wherever it is, right?
Exactly.
It's completely different.
Oh, yeah. I can say I've worked in my own neighborhood as a battalion chief.
Yeah.
And I can say driving around the neighborhood, it just shifts your perspective.
It's completely different.
I 100% agree. So now we're going to start off this Join FDNY podcast.
We've talked about our first one, right?
Yep. Our first guest was the Fire Commissioner of the FDNY, Laura
No better way to start.
That's right.
No better way at all. Listen, let's take a look. Joining us now, New York City first woman Fire Commissioner, Laura Kavanagh. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Drew?
I'm pretty good. I'm all right. I'm maintaining.
All right, good.
How's your day been
Glad
so
to hear
far?
it.
Is it always busy?
It's always busy, but it's good. Busy is good.
For those who are considering a career in FDNY, what would you tell them?
Well, I tell them to talk to one of the two people I'm sitting in front of, because I think that people really should be talking to members in the field. But the thing I always say to people who ask me about the FDNY, like what's special about it, what I say is, one, you always feel good about what happens at the end of the day, right? No matter how hard the day, you guys save people's lives, and it doesn't get any better or more important than that. And so working for you is always really enjoyable, and is what I want people to know about this line of work. It's important and it feels good, but I also talk to them about the fire department being a family, that this is a really special place, that you'll never really get anything like it, and that's not just a talking point. It's not just something we say. It is in every way, shape, and form a family and a real community. There's a real commitment by us to the community, and a real commitment to one another and the community of the FDNY.
You're the first woman to be our commissioner in 158 years at the fire department. What is your vision for moving forward?
So, my vision is in two parts. One, I want to make that normal. I want to make it common at some point for people to see other people in this seat, people that don't look like a lot of the commissioners. So, I'm definitely going to work on building a bench of leaders who can come after me. But I'd also say my vision for the department more broadly is just always to make a great place even better. We are the best, and I think we deserve the best. And I'm very competitive, as we've mentioned. And so whether that's, technology or equipment or safety or anything else, it's always about making sure we're either getting the best that's out there, or even we're demanding what needs to be produced, because where we go, so does the fire service.
Excellent.
And, and I'll just caveat onto that. And how does it feel being that first woman to be the commissioner?
Yeah, I still feel like me. So it's a hard question to answer, to feel something is so important and be so proud of it. And yet, I just feel like a regular person still. So I don't know if I know how to answer that, but I definitely say if it matters to someone else, that makes me feel good. And so if it inspires someone else, if they see more possibility in their future because they look at me, I don't know how I got that lucky, but I'm happy I can be the one to do it. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, I think we end up with that question a lot. Like,
Yeah.
well, how's it feel? You're like, I don't know. I'm doing what I did.
Yes,
Right.
I'm
Doing
still
what's
just
asked of
me.
me and giving it the best.
Best I can.
There was this moment, I think too, because things were have been so crazy from when I was interim to after I was appointed. I actually don't have or have not had a lot of time to really reflect. And so there's these moments where it catches me where you do realize that other people are watching. So I was at the roof rope rescue press conference and we're doing this press conference, and again, it's like, there's an emergency. Is everyone okay? What's happening? Press conference. It's all I'm just in work mode. We got to do what needs to be done and make sure everyone's okay. And then I turn around after the press conference, it's all done. And there's this guy there and he says, Commissioner, like not one of our people, like just a man on the street. Can I talk to you? And I was sort of like, yeah, do you live here? Do you need help? And he was like, no. He's like, my daughter wants to take a picture with you, because I was walking by and I just realized that we have like the first female fire commissioner here. And I was like, had this moment, like this out of body experience where I thought like, oh, I am the first female commissioner and someone noticed. And I don't think about it much at all, except for when those moments happen. And I don't know if they happen to you, but where I'm almost caught off guard that somebody else notices and that it matters. But I feel good about that. I mean, I got a little choked up. I was like, oh, of course I'll take a picture with her.
This might be the easiest request I could
exactly. As you know, like when you're out there on the street, you're trying to get all this done, you're just assuming anyone coming up to you like needs help, needs something. And so I was in work mode and didn't see it coming. And I think that was like a week or two after I was appointed. So it was like, oh,
that's a great
this
moment.
is what this means to someone like her.
Someday
she noticed.
And, I guess someday we'll sit down and like, wait a minute, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
You're a big deal.
Yep, kind of a big deal.
I don't know about that. I am still me.
Until it's
Let's say this much. Being the fire commissioner is a big deal. Whoever sits in the seat. I think the healthiest way to be a leader is to remember that it's not about you, that you're stepping into a job that you have to do well, and that you'll eventually step out of it and someone else is going to step in.
In honor of Martin Luther King Day, we spoke to some very interesting individuals that
Very
work with the
interesting.
FDNY as well. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a look. Welcome, EMT Ramla Evans and Chief Inspector Jesus Martinez. Welcome to the show. How you guys feeling today?
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Thank you for. You're like,
Yes.
thank you so much for having us. This was a really good opportunity.
Today we're talking about like MLK Day and his legacy. And how is it that I know, Chief Martinez, I know you are a pastor, yes. Right? Can you talk a little bit about how you keep his spirit alive in the work that you do?
Yes. So I am the lead pastor of the Father's Heart Church in the East Village of Manhattan. And we have a faith-based not-for-profit, Father's Heart Ministries. And through that organization, we have, for the past 25 years, have had a community outreach program that has several other programs. We have hunger prevention, we have youth employment, men's transition program, ESL, GED, everything that would provide a means for someone to volunteer with us. Because one thing that we've seen quite some time is that people, they want to serve. They want to have an opportunity to demonstrate what Dr. King himself demonstrated, right? And he was himself very all-inclusive. Everyone rolled their sleeves up towards a common goal, right? For the greater good. It's just another way for people to just know that they can honor his legacy as well in a way that they may not have even been aware of.
Ramla Evans, you are the person in charge of the Explorer program for FDNY.
I am. One of the main tenets of the Exploring program is citizenship, and that is how we actually transition with Dr. King's legacy and how we carry it through is making sure that the students understand how to give back and why it's important. We do community service at least once a month. We have 8 different posts. So each post usually picks a project that they are passionate about, and they would do monthly community service. And that is one of the requirements in order to be an Explorer.
Right, and I guess, they stay involved because, a lot of these ideas also come from them, so they're very more committed, just like whatever posts or whatever situations they're doing, and however they're helping out. So that's pretty cool. There's definitely a connection with the legacy of Martin Luther King.
I've never, myself included, as a teenager, saw so many young people get up on Saturday morning and volunteer. I was not one of those kids. So it's really rewarding and happy to see, I get so emotional about the young people, and they're getting up on a Saturday morning in order to give back. So we would definitely love to work with you.
They would have to be there by no later than 7:30ish. So
they are here. No, they are here.
Yes.
At 7 o'clock, 6:30. Sometimes they beat us here. So
That's
they
great.
are absolutely a part of giving back. So.
I could definitely attest to that. When I was upstairs, they were here sometimes before me, and I'm like, wow, it is 5:45.
Right.
That's early.
All right, and they were like,
I gotta say, if you were getting teenage kids up at that time on a Saturday morning, you got to be doing something right.
I can't get my own kids up on a weekday. Are you kidding me? And they have to
They got things to do.
They got to be in school.
I gotta say, they're doing something right over there in the FDNY Explorers and EMS.
Definitely.
Thank
Awesome.
you. As long as we have the resources, we're good.
Why you like working for the FDNY?
You know what? I think it's a lot of just being able to be my authentic self. It gives me the opportunity to do what I love in many capacities. So I've been here for 23 years now, and I've worked.
That's amazing, since you look like you're in high school yourself.
Thank you.
23.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
And I feel like it allowed me to go through so many different channels within the department. I've worked in communications, I worked in an ambulance, I've worked in recruitment, I've worked with the Explorers. So just being able to just navigate the department is what I absolutely love.
That's
great.
What about you, Jesus?
just it's that rare opportunity where you can share with others that, it's not cliche that you serve every day alongside so many others that have a dedicated and sincere passion to serve this city, and it's, until you kind of live it out every day, it may not seem possible. But everyone, even this interview right now, right? So just seeing that there's so many facets in service in the fire department. It's not just limited to just one branch or the other. And it just keeps rallying you on to be able to know that the same passion you have is not just you. It's actually shared.
Right.
And to also have the opportunity to be your authentic self and it being celebrated here. It's something that, I'm still that day one inspector. Right. And I love this career.
The FDNY Phoenix Society is one of the newest, fastest growing affinity groups within the FDNY. And with me today is Benjamin Chu, the president of the Phoenix Society. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't you give our viewers a rundown on what the Phoenix Society does?
The Phoenix Society is, we're an organization that represents the Asian members on the job, on the department, as long as representing the department with our community.
The Phoenix Society is an affinity group within the fire department. And obviously they do a lot of social work and philanthropy for the Asian community. Can you tell me about some of the things that the Phoenix Society has been involved with recently?
We helped with the Fire Safety Education Unit. We hosted some fire safety education classes in Chinatown. We participated in the Toys Drive a few weeks ago in Chinatown also.
Yeah, place to be.
It is. We also do things in Flushing. We host. We used to host a language class that we offer free.
That's right.
Free Mandarin language class in Flushing for all members of the department. Trying to bring back teach Mandarin to the members of the department. It could be useful for emergency responses where language might be an issue. We also just donated tea to the entire. We partnered with Itoen, the tea company, and
that's for the 10-year anniversary.
For our 10-year anniversary, we got tea to every firehouse and every EMS station.
Let me know if you have any more tea left over. I would like some. That'd be great. But being that it's this time of year, we have the Lunar New Year coming around. What are the plans? What are you going to be doing?
Well, Lunar New Year falls on January 22nd this year. And then as a society, we do our parade, annual parade, 3 Sundays after the actual day. So February 12th will be Lunar New Year parade in Chinatown. We'll be doing a breakfast at PS 130 for those of you who want to join us right before kickoff of the parade. And then we're going to
And then march in the parade, right? Yeah. I love the parade too. It's so much fun. It's so dynamic. I just love going every year. But on top of that, with the Lunar New Year, it's always about the red envelopes for us. And I know, Ben, you got a chance to speak with our membership on this. Let's take a look and see what the membership had to say.
The red envelopes signify good luck, and is typically when a married elder gives money-filled red envelopes to the younger generation.
My first red envelope was given to me by my great-grandmother, who was Chinese. When my family from the Philippines came to the United States, she wanted us to be fancy, and so she gave it to us for the first time.
The red envelopes is a family tradition. Our elders give money to the children, but it's just free money most of the time for the kids.
Red actually signifies happiness and good fortune. It's a lucky color. When you give money inside the red envelopes, it quote unquote is lucky money. I guess just having the money in general would be pretty lucky, you know. You would say "恭喜发财." It means I heard this from a comedian. He basically said, "I hope you get rich." Technically, that's what it means when you say "恭喜发财."
So that was awesome. It's funny. I was never really sure if all those traditions I heard about when I was younger were actually true, but it's good to hear from other people to know that it's actually a thing. All right. So if members or people from the public want to know more information about the FDNY Phoenix Society, how can they get in contact with us? How can they get that information?
Well, you can visit our website at FDNYPhoenixSociety.org.
So you're not going to give your personal number out?
No.
The number is, just kidding.
Listen, I'd like to thank everyone for watching and joining us at our first Join FDNY Podcast.
Get a chance to see a lot of different people on this job.
Yes, we do. And, we had a good time.
It's a good start, right?